Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome back to Let's Play Resident Evil Remake Rerun as Chris. Last time we actually got quite a bit done as we dealt with Neptune underneath the residence, and then we had to fight Plant 42 without any assistance from Rebecca, who showed up afterwards. We also ran into Wesker on the way back. He gave us a bit of a warning and then told us to go check out the mansion. And now we're back here, where the hunters are running rampant. So we got the helmet key, which means now we can check out the rest of the doors, but we have to watch out for hunters. We do have a decent amount of shotgun ammo, but we have to remember that we have to save some of that because we don't get grenade launchers, so this has to be our power weapon until we start using the Magnum. Alright, so to start off, we are going to need to get the battery, which I suppose would require us to go up and deal with Yawn again. The part that I completely forgot in my Jill run. But, do we want to do that yet? How much Magnum ammo do I have? I should have checked that before I went out. Because we definitely will get enough of that we can afford to use some. You know, we were just popping zombies with it at the end of our Jill run. Though again, the grenade launcher meant that there was more rounds that we could afford to waste. But I think we do get shotgun shells in place of some of the grenade round spawns. Yeah, so we got 12 Magnum rounds right now, so I think we can afford to fire off like 6 of those at Yawn. But first, let's go hit up a couple of the other spots. So there is the door upstairs. That leads down into the basement where the battery is. And there is the front hall room. And I think that's about it. Oh, and there's that room next to the other safe room with the rotating statues. I mean, that'll get us some more ammo if we go do that first. So yeah, let's cut through here, go through the backyard into the front hall, and Wesker repaired the doorknob. Okay, we took care of these hunters. Don't know if there's any gonna spawn in here. I feel like we never went in this room. I don't think there is. Now that I think about it, we were using this room as a shortcut even when we got here as Jill. I think the crows are still just sitting here. Staring at you there in the audience. Crows are wise. They can see beyond the fourth wall. Just like how dogs can see ghosts. Innate animal abilities. And we didn't leave anything out here. Also this time I won't have to fumble around with the friggin' stone and metal object. Because remember I thought that we needed to use that here right away, and that actually isn't until way later. Alright, so let's go in here. There should just be some stuff in here, and I think the outside ring of the second stone and metal object is in here. Oh, I should have brought a small key. There's a, one of the small locks is in here. I think right here. Oh, no, it's just open. Alright, well, we'll take the ink ribbon, I guess. Does say that there's something else in here. Maybe on this dresser? Could this be a telescope? It looks to be pretty old. This is just like the weird storage room. Oh, there's a journal here. So I think that's all that's in there. Yep, and then we got this one little room at the end with another puzzle box in it. As well as a zombie. I mean, I probably should have stuck with the handgun, just to, you know, not waste good ammo, but I don't remember where all the hunter spawns are, so we're definitely going to run into some hunters. Okay, we take the jewelry box, which we can't open because we don't have the other gemstone, which is why we need to go to the other room I'm now remembering. Okay, so that's really all we need to do here. It's a not very essential room, aside from getting that jewelry box. Which we don't have to do until actually the next time we come back to the mansion, but might as well do it now. Get rid of this key. Okay, so the other one is above the room here. And I think pretty much no matter which way I go, I'm going to run into hunters. Though there's two of them up here, so maybe I should go through the bottom. I'm trying to minimize contact with hunters, because they are just kind of a waste of ammo. Thankfully, they don't take too many shots from the assault shotgun, but still. Alright, nobody in this room yet, but they will bust down the door eventually. In fact, that might be them right there. Or that's still the zombies. I can't actually open this door? Okay. Because if it's still the zombies, that's no big deal. Yeah, it's just these guys. Oh, he actually got me. And that was a grenade. Whoops. Alright, well. Let's reset him, I guess. I was very tempted to shoot that zombie, but trying to save ammo and generally blasting them at every opportunity is not a good way to do that. Also, I might have wasted that grenade. I don't know if it fell out of his mouth. We do have a lot of them, though, so it's not really that much of a waste. But I'll switch to daggers in case I get grabbed by this other zombie. I think the one I grenaded might have actually died. It might have just, like, marked him as dead. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. We're gonna drop off the stuff we just picked up. And I have further sorted my inventory, so now it's pretty neat. Always leave another space for some more healing. Honestly, didn't even need these ink ribbons. And I should have just enough space to pick up the stuff up here. Are hunters up here yet? No, not yet. There's a mail to the mysterious chief of security who couldn't possibly be one of the stars. And we need to obtain these two eyes from the two statues. Isn't there also... Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, isn't there also normally grenade rounds here? So that's some more shells. Turn the lights off, because unless you do that, Chris can't tell that there is gemstones to steal. Okay, put that in position. I see there's also another defense knife over there. I mean, we should at least... I was gonna say we should try to use more of our grenades, because we ended up not using so many of Jill's tasers, but honestly... I guess it's not a bad thing to end up with more defense items, because it means that we're not getting hit as much as we could be. Get the red gemstone. Take the yellow gemstone. Alright. And that's all we need from here, right? Yep, got everything. Okay, so I'm thinking... I'm kind of debating whether we should go for Yawn first, just because it's over here, and that way we won't even have to come back. I mean, once we go through the basement, it's going to put us here anyway, so I don't know. Not like there's really much reason not to, though. Yawn's not particularly dangerous. Alright, so we'll deposit the... Well, actually, I guess we don't even need to deposit the gemstone. We can go use it before the hunters show up. Alright, now we got this weird finicky puzzle. I still think it's kind of finicky, because, like, it lets you place things in places that don't really make sense. And then it doesn't line up the way it's supposed to. This is... Is this the other side of the crest? Yeah, okay. I think as long as they're, like, touching. No, because it has to be kind of up against here. But yeah, like, you can see how you shove it into the sides. Okay, this is this piece. This is this piece? Oh, okay, yeah, I got that wrong. This is actually supposed to be here. Again, you'd think I'd, like, memorize these puzzles, but I really don't. I'm not a puzzle memorizer. Except the one rotating tile puzzle in Resident Evil 4. That one I remember how to do in, like, 3 moves. Okay, I think I need to shove this down. Like, it feels like these pieces don't quite smoothly fit together. But it's close enough, and that gets us the brooch. Or would it be brooch? It seems to be pronounced differently from different people. This is the Spencer Emblem Key. So that we can deposit for now. Yellow gemstone. Yeah, I guess we might as well get that out of the way. Though I think having that yellow gemstone might actually trigger the hunters to spawn in that hallway. Or in this hallway. Okay. We both missed that one. Okay. Nice iframes from spawning. Oh, come on. I was still getting up. Where's my iframes? Well, speaking of iframes, I did stab him in the eye at the last second. I was like, right, I gotta press left trigger, not left bumper. So we got hit, but we didn't actually get knocked out of fine yet. Chris is always fine. You know, we should have done the snake surprise just to see it, but I would have got poisoned from that. I can pretty much guarantee it. Okay, so we got that MO disc. Now we can get rid of it. And, oh, I did pick up another dagger. I was going to say that I have to equip my grenades, but we'll use the dagger before we get to the grenades again. What I should have done is I should have gone to the plant room and picked up a few more herbs, because there's still a few there from when we were here originally. Okay, we got our first MO disc, so that's not going to be useful anytime soon. Yeah, so I guess we'll fight Yawn. Do I even need a first aid spray? I feel like I should take one just in case. We have just enough room for the one item you pick up in there. And if there's anything else, we can't pick it up. Such is the life of Chris Smallpockets Redfield. Alright, so to get there, we can go through here. Which again, this door, it leads to a different area in the original game. Crimson Head. That went pretty well. I forgot there was a Crimson Head in here, but yeah, that's the one I tried to get him to grab me so that I could grenade him, but Crimson Heads are more stabby than grabby. I really don't know why it's taking me so long to do the Chris run. Like, you know, I recorded so much of the original Jill run ahead of time that by the time I got to Chris, I was like, oh, I could take a big break and nobody will notice because there's so much time before all those episodes get released. And now, the Chris run has gotten kind of behind. Hey, buddy. It's my favorite chonky serpent. He really is chonky for a snake. He's like a giant ball python instead of a viper. Alright. I don't even think I need to use all 6 shots. That'd probably kill him. But yeah, it's way easier that he can't actually lap himself. You know, he can't just curl through his own body like he used to be able to. Because now he can just chase his tail. Also, this is another example of where Chris actually aims from the shoulder with the shotgun instead of the hip. It's just for some reason in certain boss fights he does that. I got hit. That's bad. Did I just shoot him through the wall? Alright, I walked right into his fang that time. Up. Well, that was a cool maneuver. I've seen it said before that snakes are one of the hardest things to animate in games, in terms of just, like, animals, because of the way they move. To make it look realistic is pretty difficult. Also, he's leaving a slime trail like a fucking slug. But I think Yawn looks pretty good, even though he's in very limited arenas, so that they don't have to animate him doing too much, but that little wiggle maneuver he did was pretty cool looking. Alright, well, alas, fair serpent, we hardly got to know you. And this is another thing that you don't actually have to do the first time you get in here, because that is one of the keys to the laboratory, so we could have done this after we had dealt with the whole caves and everything. That gets us the Medal of the Wolf. And I'll grab one of these green herbs, because why not? We've got the space, and we can deposit that. I definitely feel a little more confident playing as Chris than I do as Jill in terms of, like, not worrying about dying. Like, he can take a beating. You're not usually going to get hit once and then suddenly be vulnerable to hunter decapitations. But of course, the trade-off is small pockets. So I got a bit of a conundrum here because going into the basement, we're going to want to empty out our inventory as much as possible because there's a bunch of stuff in there to pick up, and I almost always do not have room for it, even as Jill. But at the same time, we do want to keep a weapon on us, and there's shotgun shells in there, so if I take the pistol, that's going to be shotgun shells I can't carry, so it might be better to just take, you know, the shotgun in there with me and the shells. Because we can get rid of the key, that's the last door to use the key up. And we'll deposit the middle of Wolf. We'll put that, like, down here. But yeah, we'll use up the key, and that'll give us just 4 slots, but the only main thing we need out of that area is the battery. Everything else is kind of extra. Alright, from here, I guess we'll go back out the way we came. You know, now that Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 have both gotten the board game adaptation, well, I mean, 3's not out yet, but it's gonna be shipping later this year, which of course, you know, I backed it because it's Resident Evil. But I'm wondering if they're gonna end up doing one for Resident Evil 1, because I feel like it needs a modified rule set, since there's far less enemies to fight, so they'd have to make it so the characters are a little more vulnerable than they are in the RE2, RE3, because those two are not too different in terms of rule set. So I wonder if that's why they haven't actually announced anything about an RE1 board game adaptation. I'm weird. I love board game adaptations of video games when they go well. Because, you know, board games are just more of a social thing, so games that are generally single-player can be turned into a social experience. Of course, haven't played a lot of board games in the last year. Wonder why. I'm just gonna go this way, but let's just take the shortcut. Also miniatures. I'm a sucker for miniatures, so if they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna be printing out miniatures of, you know, characters who otherwise do not have miniatures, then I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of on board now. There was that Monster Hunter one that just ended recently, the Kickstarter, and I ended up not backing it because I'm like, you know, it's nice to have these giant monster miniatures, but it's a very limited selection. Though my boy Toby Kadachi did get in there, so that's at least one bonus point. Okay, so from here... Oh, nope, that's the Spencer room. We actually might want to go in there first, just because I'm thinking of something we need to do. And I don't know if doing it now is too early, or if, like, we're going to break something if I do this. The whole Plant 42 experience kind of threw me off, because now I don't know what the triggers are for certain story events. Alright, let's take the Emblem Key. Use it on the emblem door.
Rebecca! Is she upstairs?
I know that scream anywhere, that woo! So we have to rescue Rebecca before she dies horribly. But it's a little confusing. Because, you know, he's just like, oh, is she upstairs? It's quite literal. She is literally in the room directly above us. But For first-time players, it's not exactly clear where she is, and you start wandering around, and you're on a very tight time limit here. Much more so than, like, Richard's Venom time limit. So you gotta pretty much beeline it to the room. Kind of trouble you getting yourself into up here. Oh, there's a Crimson Head in that room, too. Rebecca, why aren't you carrying a gun? I mean, I guess she wasn't expecting hunters to show up. Again, he got a hit on me before I could even move.
Rebecca,
Chris!
you okay?
I didn't mean to get you worried.
We can't stay here any longer. We have to get to the others and find a way out of here. You with me?
Yes.
Then I'll go ahead. Until then, Rebecca, you're on your own. Stay cool and use your better judgment.
Try not to fucking die this time.
I can handle myself.
I mean,
Good
you
luck.
can't, but... It's funny that he's like, okay, I just saved your life, but you're on your own, so, you know, you used your one chance. Also her being like, I didn't want to worry you, but I was gonna die, so... I should have talked to her again. Alright, but she's fine now. Now she knows that there are lizard men in the mansion to watch out for. Actually, we don't even need to go down here. We didn't get anything from that, we just kept her alive. So now, we can head into the basement. I think it probably shouldn't take too many more episodes to get through this. And, like, we're still a decent ways from the end, but I think we're making good progress per episode. Now that I know where to go, I've remembered everything. Alright, now we got the crush room. This is another, like, weirdly specific trap. Like, the only way to get crushed by this is to move the statue out of the way and walk in here before you push it in, which you can't do because it's in the way. Okay, so, again, we got kind of lucky with this last time. I got it pretty quickly, but this could take multiple tries. We gotta press the button, we gotta immediately turn around, start running. We gotta push this thing into place before the wall gets close. For some reason, I remember having to push it from the front as well, but I don't know if they changed that for this re-release, or that's just bad memory. Because I remember that being real annoying. And I would say it's because I was on console, but, you know, I'm still playing this with a controller. This is one of those games I say plays better with a controller. Though the PC controllers are fine. Like, I did Resident Evil 0. I was using mouse and keyboard for that, and it was fine. Okay, there's the other medallion. Which we're not going to need anytime soon. They really give it to you early compared to in the original. George Trevor's last note. Before he just died in the walls. Like, his wife and daughter never even found out that he died. They never saw him again after they got taken by the scientists and he ran away. I think the Lisa Trevor stuff is good, though, that they added it back in, because it was cut from the original as a plot line. Spiders, juicy spiders. Now there's ammo back here, I think. And a map. We don't really need it. It's not very confusing down here. Yeah, some more shotgun shells. No, I don't want the molting spider. I want the other kind of shell. Hello. In case you're wondering, you are interrupting, so get out of the way. I don't know what that, like, rumbling sound they make is with their butt. Threatening spider sounds ensue. Okay. Shit, I forgot about the metal completely. That's gonna take up another spot. So we need the battery. There's gonna be shotgun shells. There's probably like handgun magazine and stuff. We might not even take that just because we don't really need it. But I will take the red herb. I can't remember if you can mix red and blue. I know you can't use red and blue, but I can't remember if you can mix them preemptively. God damn it. I feel like I missed the headshot there because he was too close. Okay, this leads to the elevator to the kitchen. So we turn that on. Hold on, what's this? That kind of looks like a pesticide sprayer right there in the foreground. Pretty sure I mentioned it before, though. I love how fucking horrifically dingy this basement is for the mansion. Like, where's all this water coming from? There must be a busted pipe somewhere. There's a handgun magazine there. Don't have room for it. Actually, this will lead us to the kitchen. Yeah, this leads into the kitchen, so I could actually go up to the safe room, drop off the stuff, and come back out, but there's gonna be hunters. Because we didn't get any hunters in the room. The room before the plant room where the statue is. Okay, I can get past this. Fuck. I mean, maybe Wesker just took this elevator, because I'm pretty sure this is the elevator that goes all the way to the laboratory. But you can't send it to the laboratory, you can only take it from the laboratory. Alright, so we got this room here, which we can't open from outside. In fact, that's where Yawn was, so we don't need to go in there. I guess I'm thinking of the library room, where you need to push around the books and stuff, but that's not in this. That's changed to that library instead. So yeah, Mr. Camera. Making it hard to tell where the zombie is. Okay. So the battery and the shotgun shells are going to be in the closet there. So yeah, I guess we actually do have enough space for everything. Red herb. And then we'll pick up the green herb. Combine it. That one. Do the same thing with this one. And now we have like 8 or 9 full heals in our storage. Oh, there might be an old key in here that I can't carry. Or I might need an old key. Those are another one of those things that I cannot remember the locations of because it's only relevant to Chris. Okay. Bunch of shells. Load those suckers in. We got another grenade. And the battery. Alright, so now we can go back outside. But first we're going to need to drop off all the stuff we're carrying, so... Well, I guess this hallway is clear now that we killed the Crimson Head, so we can just walk right through here. Wait, is that zombie? A Crimson Head? Yep. Alright, I think we're going to need to deal with this fuck. Come on. Now he's just a re-dead. Like, I passed him. I was like, wait, there's a zombie corpse on the floor. Is that a Crimson Head? I walked back and set him off. Should have left well enough alone. I was more confused because I actually thought he was headless. Like, he was just a headless corpse, but his head was sticking through the mirror. Alright. Shove this down here with all the other goddamn herbs. And again, we won't need this anytime soon. We will, however, need the square crank. So I think we have everything we need to head outside. I'm kind of concerned about health because we did get hit and I haven't healed since. So I think what we're going to do is a safety save. We're not going to end it just yet. I think we can make it into the caves before we save for good. But I'd rather not have to do all that stuff again. And we have so many ink ribbons. Okay, so now I think the best thing to do would be... where can I avoid hunters? We could try using the outdoor shortcut. I can't remember if hunters spawn there. I know one of them, like, bursts in from this door sometimes, but... I think it's clear out here? Nope. I was wrong. I was horribly wrong, and there's probably two of them out here. One on either side. This one's very lost, though. Come on. We can make it. I think they're a lot easier to avoid than they were in the original. They were just... In the original, they attacked non-stop. Like, they were always pouncing at you. Okay. So from here... I guess backyard is the best way to go. Again. Man, in my original playthrough of this game, I never used this as a shortcut. I always went the long way around. Even though I don't think anything ever spawns back here. Like, there's no replacement spawns like there are in some of the other hallways. Which is odd, considering it's outside where anything can just wander up, but I'll take it. And what's our shell situation? We got 34, so that's a cozy number for dealing with a couple hunters. I'm gonna try not to shoot any of the dogs. But I've already proven that I'm not great at not pissing them off. Oh. Some more Wesker goodies. Or was that already there and I just didn't take it last time? I feel like I didn't have room for it last time. Use this to protect yourself from that monster in chains that can't be hurt by guns. Yeah, this is when we first ran into Lisa. Went and broke into her house. And then acted like she was the monster. I mean, Lisa Trevor really is like one of the only monsters in Resident Evil that just wants to be left alone, doesn't want anyone to bother her. Dog, no. Calm down. Okay. I didn't get close enough to piss him off. He's getting agitated, though. Okay, no, I can hear him running. But yeah, like, she wants to be left alone. Ends up getting fucking blown up with the mansion. And as we'll see when I eventually get around to doing Umbrella Chronicles, she actually gets shot a bunch by Wesker, too, after jumping into the pit. You know, after the Jill Berry fight. Oh, that Viper. That's the one that always gets me. Or is it that one? Okay, well, we're not poisoned, so... Gotta roll the dice with the sneaky snakes. Well, like, I don't know how to avoid that, because you have to go that way. It's not like you can prematurely trigger it. Also, this courtyard looks like it's not flooding by accident. It seems like it was always this soggy, and it's just badly designed. I almost just used a grenade on that dog, and I was like, I probably shouldn't. He can't help it. He's just so hungry. His super advanced metabolism is killing him. Honestly, the hesitation before they start chasing you really makes them easy to get away from, even if they're angry. Alright. Now we get a very, very crusty cutscene of the water. I wonder if this is a case where they just didn't have the original video files for whatever reason. Oh, right, you don't even get one after the first time. Okay. Now we go back. Yeah. I was confused for a second that there was a gate here. I was like, wait, don't I just go around the corner? Come on, dog. You didn't even bark this time. I'm still in fine after getting hit by a hunter and bit by a dog, and hit by a dog again. Chris is a tank. And this is even before he started the steroids. Which, as we'll see in Code Veronica when I start that game, clearly he started the steroids because he met Super Wesker and got his ass kicked. So he's like, I'm gonna get real swole so that can't happen again. And then in Resident Evil 5, he repeatedly gets his ass kicked by Super Wesker. The swole was not enough. Okay. Made it to the caves. And we're gonna save here. I just didn't want to save in that same safe room that we always save in. You know, the East Wing. So we'll save it here. And next time, we should be able to get the full caves done, as well as probably get up to Lisa Trevor, who is going to be a bit different without Barry around. Of course, that also means that we don't have Barry to betray us and send us down to the bottom level, and then leave us there by stealing the elevator. Because apparently the elevator can't be recalled from down there. Alright, so, thank you for joining me for another episode of Chris's Run Through the Mansion. I hope you're still enjoying, even though we are just kind of beelining for progress at this point, but I'm enjoying it. Again, as I've said before, I kind of always just like playing Resident Evil. It's like that comfort game at this point. I like that when you do that, the sight actually pops up, too. I always love these little animations for the guns when you examine them. Anyway, you folks all take care, and I'll see you next time as we get closer to finally putting a pin in the Spencer Mansion Chronicles. Till then, y'all take care.